George Simmel's concept of the social type, the stranger. George Simmel, a prominent sociologist of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, is known for his innovative and interdisciplinary approach to understanding social life. One of his most intriguing concepts is that of the stranger, which offers valuable insights into the dynamics of social interaction, identity, and group cohesion. In this comprehensive exploration, we will delve into Simmel's concept of the stranger, examining its characteristics, roles, and significance in various social contexts. The genesis of the concept. George Simmel first introduced the concept of the stranger in his essay, The Stranger, published in 1908. Drawing on his broader sociological framework, Simmel sought to illuminate the unique position occupied by individuals who stand at the margins of social groups or communities. Unlike insiders who possess established social ties and roles, the stranger is characterized by their outsider status, which grants them a distinct perspective on social life. Characteristics of the stranger. Marginality and distance. Central to the concept of the stranger is the notion of marginality. The stranger exists on the periphery of social groups, maintaining a sense of distance and detachment from the core members. Unlike insiders who are deeply embedded in the social fabric, the stranger retains a degree of autonomy and freedom from social obligations and expectations. This marginality allows the stranger to observe social interactions with a certain level of objectivity. Imagine a tourist visiting a foreign country. While the locals may welcome the tourist with hospitality and warmth, the tourist remains an outsider, lacking the deep-rooted connections and cultural knowledge of the community. The tourist's status as a stranger grants them the freedom to explore and observe the local culture from an outsider's perspective without being bound by the norms and expectations of insiders. Objectivity and impartiality. Another defining characteristic of the stranger is their capacity for objectivity and impartiality in social interactions. Freed from the biases and attachments of insider status, the stranger is able to adopt a neutral stance and observe social dynamics with a critical eye. This objectivity enables the stranger to serve as a mediator or intermediary between different social groups, facilitating communication and exchange. Consider a consultant brought in to assess workplace dynamics within a company. As an outsider to the organization, the consultant can offer an impartial perspective on internal processes and relationships. Their outsider status allows them to identify patterns and issues that may be overlooked by insiders, providing valuable insights for organizational improvement. Ambiguity and role fluidity. The role of the stranger is often characterized by ambiguity and fluidity as they navigate the boundaries between insider and outsider, familiarity and unfamiliarity. While the stranger may be welcomed into social interactions and exchanges, their status as a newcomer or outsider may also lead to feelings of alienation or exclusion. This tension between inclusion and exclusion shapes the stranger's experience and role in social life. Consider an immigrant who relocates to a new country in search of better opportunities. While the immigrant may strive to integrate into their new community and adopt the customs and norms of the host culture, they may still encounter barriers to acceptance and belonging. The immigrant status as a stranger may result in feelings of cultural disorientation and identity negotiation as they navigate their dual identities as both insider and outsider. Roles and functions of the stranger. Mediator and intermediary. One of the key roles of the stranger is to serve as a mediator or intermediary between different social groups or communities. By occupying a position outside of established social networks, the stranger can facilitate communication and exchange between insiders and outsiders, bridging gaps and overcoming barriers to interaction. In medieval Europe, traveling merchants often served as strangers who facilitated trade and commerce between distant regions. As outsiders to local communities, merchants were able to establish connections and networks across geographic boundaries, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural practices. Their role as intermediaries contributed to the expansion of trade routes and the diffusion of knowledge and technology. Catalyst for social change. The stranger's outsider status can also serve as a catalyst for social change and innovation. Freed from the constraints of tradition and habit, the stranger may introduce new ideas, practices, and cultural norms into a social group or community, challenging existing norms and fostering cultural diversity. In the field of art and literature, avant-garde artists and writers often occupy the role of the stranger, pushing the boundaries of artistic expression and challenging conventional norms and values. Their outsider status grants them the freedom to experiment and innovate, leading to the emergence of new artistic movements and styles that reshape cultural landscapes. Symbol of individualism and autonomy. The stranger embodies the ideals of individualism and autonomy, resisting the pressures of conformity and groupthink. Unlike insiders who are bound by social norms and expectations, the stranger maintains a degree of independence and self-reliance, charting their own course in social life. In modern society, digital nomads epitomize the archetype of the stranger, embracing a lifestyle of mobility and freedom. By working remotely and traveling extensively, digital nomads transcend traditional boundaries of place and identity, forging their own path in a globalized world. Their pursuit of autonomy and self-expression challenges conventional notions of work and lifestyle, embodying the spirit of the stranger. The significance of the stranger. Social cohesion and integration. Despite their outsider status, the stranger plays a vital role in fostering social cohesion and integration within communities. By bridging gaps between different social groups and facilitating communication and exchange, the stranger contributes to the maintenance of social order and solidarity. In this sense, the stranger serves as a catalyst for social interaction and cultural exchange. In multicultural societies, immigrants and refugees often serve as strangers who enrich the cultural landscape and promote intercultural dialogue. Despite their initial outsider status, immigrants contribute to the diversity and vibrancy of their adopted communities, fostering mutual understanding and appreciation among different cultural groups. Over time, the presence of strangers helps to build bridges and forge bonds of solidarity that transcend cultural differences. Cultural innovation and creativity. The outsider perspective of the stranger can also stimulate cultural innovation and creativity within society. By challenging established norms and conventions, the stranger introduces new ideas, practices, and cultural forms that enrich the cultural tapestry and propel social change. In the world of technology and innovation, disruptors and visionaries often embody the spirit of the stranger, pushing the boundaries of what is possible and revolutionizing industries. Innovators like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs challenge established paradigms and inspire new ways of thinking, driving technological advancements and reshaping the way we live and work. Their outsider status and willingness to challenge the status quo propel society forward and usher in new eras of progress and innovation. Conclusion. George Simmel's concept of the stranger offers a compelling lens through which to understand the complexities of social interaction, identity, and group dynamics. As a marginal figure at the periphery of social groups, the stranger embodies a unique blend of objectivity, role ambiguity, and social significance. By exploring the characteristics, roles, and significance of the stranger, we gain valuable insights into the dynamics of social life and the intricacies of human relationships. In a world marked by globalization, mobility, and cultural diversity, the concept of the stranger remains as relevant and illuminating as ever, offering a rich framework for understanding the complexities of contemporary society.